I think this is the first one because it said we were born. And that's probably the beginning of their lives.
Okay, you guys agree or disagree?
Mm-hmm.
Great, could be. Well,
And this is, and when he was much older.
okay.
So this could be like at the bottom.
Okay, so you think there might be a difference between what's in the beginning and maybe what's at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah, let's put a pile that we think it's like at the beginning and then at the end.
All right.
And we'll be right here.
All right, have at it.
Maybe this saying where they were from.
You guys decide. A lot of this is your justifying where you think something might go.
This tiny one will go in here. The paper look above here.
Okay, and why do you think that?
Because it says he had a dream.
Well, that was when he had his
And then you're saying that's what it was? But do you disagree with that, Will?
I agree.
Okay, well, explain why you disagree.
Because when he was a lot older, when he had the I had a dream speech, and it says he dreamed a dream upside down, so that could be when he like gave the speech and segregation stuff.
Oh, you changed your mind. Okay, did Will help convince you, or did you just reread the evidence? Both. Okay, all right, we're moving around. This is you.
Wait, where's like the most recent?
You decide what makes sense.
Let's put like the form and all that at the bottom.
Well, if you think about the way the memoir is told, would it be told from what happened most recent to, or would it be what happened first to what happened last? Okay, so you're thinking about the sequence then. What you're essentially doing is you're putting the pages of the story back in place.
That's how this is probably in the middle.
Okay, because he learned piano. Okay, are we feeling this one's more towards the end?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I move it this way?
This one says, although Sarah May.
You had one over here that you were reading, Anthony. You want to paraphrase it for everyone? Remember what paraphrase means?
No, we haven't learned it.
What? Did you just say you haven't learned paraphrase? What's that?
To restate or reward.
To restate or reword a text? Can you say it in Anthony words? Yes. Haven't learned paraphrase. So Anthony's going to read that and paraphrase it for us, so we can decide where it goes. So what do you think, Anthony?
Where's the piano?
Do you want to tell everybody what that says? Paraphrase it.
Because it says that it says that he's played the piano.
Oh, it
Here's
says
the
that he's-
piano one.
Okay, well,
Like it says it talks about him playing the piano, and he loves to play music. And this one says, Mother said every children should learn piano.
so you think those two pieces might be connected?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now we decide which comes first and which comes after, maybe?
Probably this one, because she decided that her children should
Should what?
play the piano.
Okay, learn to play.
This should probably be like when, like, probably like right here, because it talks about their childhood, and it's kind of in a perspective where you would think they're like teenagers now.
Are you thinking more like a flashback?
Yeah, flashback.
Would you, okay,
Like it says they named Martin Luther. They called him and then they called Alfred Stanley. I think that was
Okay. Well, now, if the sequence in the story is the order in which things happen, would it make sense for that to go at the end? Because I think the whole thing, the whole memoir, is more of a flashback. She's remembering what happened. So, would you put this after he had a dream? So you're saying that them being children came after when he was much older, or before? Before. So should we move it more to the before side? Okay. All right. Which is interesting. Now, can you paraphrase this one for us?
It's about like when it was like a flashback to when like the adventures they had in their rooms and what they played with and like what their parents called them.
Childhood. Okay. So we got childhood going, but this is when he was older.
I think this should kind of go in the middle because there was a policeman that called Martin's dad boy, and then he pointed to Martin and said, "That's a boy, I am a man." And it should probably go towards the beginning because he's a boy and he's young.
Okay. All right, keep reading the events. There's a lot to think about here.
I think this one should go right here because he's talking about how he would turn the world upside down, and it says it right here, and it says when he was much older, and it kind of goes together because it's telling you because he's probably pretty young right now, and it said when he was much older. So I'm imagining that this would go before this.
Okay. Makes sense to me. What else do we have, folks? Lots to think about here. I know.
This talks about like what Martin did. Like he learned a few songs on the piano. He went off to sing with his mother a few times. And at the end, it kind of talks about, it says, they had been captured in far-off Africa and brought to America as slaves.
Series already.
Maybe the first because it's introducing why they did their initials.
Do you think it comes before we were? Well, look, we've got "We Were Born." This should probably be the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's see if it fits in here. What do you think?
Maybe these.
Read the rest of this though, because I think it has something pretty important.
And not long after my brother Martin, who we called ML, because he and Daddy have the same name, our baby brother was born. His name was after Daniel, but we called him Eddie, after our grandfather.
Okay, now I'll jump in here. They called, because there was a mistake I forgot to fix. They called me Christine, and like 3 peas in 1 pod, we grew together. Our days and rooms were filled with adventure stories and tinker toys and dolls, Monopoly, and Chinese checkers. What can you infer from that?
That like they had always, most of their adventures were at their house, not like they spent most of their time at their house. Maybe they celebrate China holidays.
What, from just playing Chinese checkers? What do you know about Monopoly?
It's a board game. Yeah, it's a really fun board game.
Have you played Chinese checkers before? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay, you are. Why don't you fill in, Hannah, since you have schema about that? What's Chinese checkers? You forget how to play it. Okay, but it's a game. Okay, what can you tell Hannah about it to help her maybe get a better idea? It's a game.
It's like this wood board, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a triangle. Can you see this?
Well, hang on, Hannah. She's helping you out here.
Colored pieces that you move around.
Okay.
That's all I really remember.
But it's a game. We can definitely take from that it's a game. So if we're talking about Monopoly, Chinese checkers, which is a game, Tinker Toys, dolls, what are all of these things?
Toys.
Okay, here we've got, he's learning this Where's it at? The crushing, okay, the crushing blow. Coming out of nowhere. So horrible thing happens. They're playing with toys up here. What kind of mood are you getting from this?
That's probably when they were happy and didn't know anything about it.
Oh, okay. So and you had mentioned that they stay at home. Okay, so this sounds like happier times. I mean, look at the last sentence. And Ida filled us with grand memories of their childhood and read to us all about the wonderful places in the world. So they're born, little brother comes along, things seem pretty happy. What do you think about these pieces here? How will they fit? Then there was the time Mother Dear decided that her children should all learn to play piano.
Maybe up here because they're happy. They might not know about segregation yet.
Okay. Should we scooch that down a bit?
Yeah. And I saw a connection. It says she answered, and the only question I see is, why do white people treat colored people so mean? And that says, because they just don't understand that everyone is the same, but someday it will be better.
Oh. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, where do you think that might fit?
Right here.